Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to another video here on the channel. I know I haven't done one of these videos in a while. It's actually been about a month since I made an actual video. The last one was talking about the future of my live stream and what I plan to do and moving here to YouTube, and since then I've just been grinding out streaming here on YouTube. You can see by the VODs all on my channel and stuff like that. But one thing I wanted to make a video on, and it's because the last 2-3 days a lot of people have been coming into my stream asking me about it, and I started doing searches on YouTube for it, and not many people have created like a good guide on VOIDBENT, Void Ore, basically the best armor in New World, and how to get it, what to do, what you need, and all that sort of thing. So let's quickly switch over to the in-game thing, the in-game screen, and let's basically talk about VOIDBENT for a second. VOIDBENT is basically the best armor in the game. I have a breastplate and I also have the legs for it, right? And to get it, you need to find something called Void Ore. So let's walk over to the forge real quick. You need this thing called Void Ore to make these ingots. You need 1 ingot per armor piece. There's heavy armor, which gives you con and a bunch of great stats, medium armor, which gives you dex and a bunch of great stats, and light armor, which gives you strength and a bunch of great stats. You need this Void Ore to get an ingot. You also need Void Essence and 10 energy cores, so you're gonna need a lot of motes and stuff like that to make this. This is actually just a random drop from any sort of like chest. And to make it, you're also gonna need 200 smelting. So, and also you have a 20% chance to make 2 ingots when you do craft it. If I do have a clip, I'll put a clip of when I turned my first Void Ore into an ingot. I actually got a 2-proc and got two ingots, and it was huge. We were able to make 2 pieces of armor with it. You guys ready to see this VOIDBENT roll?
Well, you're not streaming on the stream, so I'm gonna fucking hear you say something before I see it.
I won't say nothing, okay?
Alright. Bruh. No whammy.
Oh, he pro.
Let's fucking go! Let's go! I was fucking shivering in my seat, bro. Let's go!
Was your mic muted or were you just silent?
I was just silently moving. I was just
You're shaking around.
I was just flailing in silence, bro. I want to basically break down how Void Ore works, what you need to get Void Ore. So basically you need 200 mining, or you don't need 200 mining. You basically need 175 mining because you need to be able to mine orichalcum. Orichalcum ore, which is this ore right here that lets you make these ingots. This ore, when you're mining it on the map, it is the only ore that drops Void Ore. It has a percentage chance to drop Void Ore. If I hit tab, you'll see I have a bunch of mining armor on me because this all increases your luck chance to finding rare items. 4.3% chance to drop luck, 3.9, 4.4, 4.4. My pickaxe has a 6.4. I need to buy the amulet for it as well. And we noticed that with all of the mining luck on, it's about a 1 in 10,000 ore chance to get 1 Void Ore. So basically you mine a bunch of orichalcum, and 1 out of every 10,000 orichalcum ore that you've mined, not full nodes, but 10,000 total ore, because every time you mine 1 of the nodes, you can get like 30 to 40. But we noticed that 1 in every 10,000 ore, you get 1 Void Ore. If you don't have all the armor, it's like 1 in every 15,000. It could be even more. But we noticed if you have the full set, the gems, the good pickaxe, the mining food, and the luck trophies, the mining luck trophies in your homes, which you can have 3 homes and 3 trophies, you get it like 1 in every 10,000, give or take. You get 1 ore, right? So to make the armor though, because this is going to be more of a comprehensive thing, once you get the ingot, you can make the ingot in the smelter, right? You walk over to this forge right here, and you'll see the steel armor. As you can see, I don't have the ingot yet. I don't have an ingot on me, so I can't see the armor or see like the prerequisites to make it, right? But to make this sort of like equipment, you need not just Asmodium, which requires 200 smelting. You need runic leather, which requires 200 leather working. So, and bright scale hide and all these other things that are very, very difficult to find. So personally, I would tell you guys to find a group of friends. I personally do it with a group of 5 friends. me, my friend Zolgar here, Nathan. You can see him on my live streams all the time. The purple stuff and Unknown Ermine. We're a group of 4 people. I actually put in the least amount of effort in the group. He's actually found like 5 or 6 pieces of Void Ore. But as a group, we basically boosted all individual stats. So in this game, if you hit K and you go to trade skills, you have all these. Smelting is being covered by my cam, but it's right here. I have 200 smelting. Actually, I think I can maybe move my cam out of the way to this bottom corner over here. Yeah, so now you can, or yeah, to the other side of the screen. You can see smelting, I have a 200. And basically, you need to get to 200 of these skills, smelting, weaving, leatherworking, to be able to create this, like, the highest tier loot, which is Asmodeum, runic leather, and you can actually only make 10 of them per day, right? So those are the really big bottlenecks for these, like, void bent pieces. Let's switch the cam back over. Actually, let's keep it here because I actually want to talk about, now that you have a better understanding of, like, you should be in a group of people. You need armoring 200 to even make the armor. So we have Jared, which is the purple stuff, at level 200 armoring. If you're going to do this alone, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to have void bent armor in months, right? Maybe like a month or a week into the, like, a few more weeks if you're spending all your money. And what I would recommend you to do if you're doing that, I'd recommend you get your void ore, you make it into ingots with 200 smelting. This is the first thing you do. You get this, and then you have a chance every time you proc for 2 of them, and then you just sell them for like 14-15k gold, and use that gold to get armoring up, to get leatherworking, to get weaving, get all these things up to 200, and then you begin grinding your own skills. But if you have a group of friends, sit down, really prioritize what all you guys are gonna max to be efficient, so you can have void ore. Like we started getting our first void ore pieces and making armor like almost a week ago at this point, right? And Nathan himself, even though he has a skin on, he's full void ored up, right? But it doesn't look like he's here, so we're just gonna slide over to the next point of the video. So let me tab out real quick and drag over the resource map, because I wanted to show you guys, for those who don't use these sort of resources maps, I think you're at a disadvantage. If you're a purist in the game, I understand, but like if you're trying to be max efficiency or even as close as you can to max efficiency, these resource maps are huge. The maps, like the little compass at the top, is nowhere near as good as what you need to be efficient to get something like void ore or void, to make void ingots, to make the void bent armor. So there's one of 3 runs that I've kind of broken down as the 3 best runs to do, right? And I'm going to start at the safest one. The safest one is over here in Ebon Scale. It's by the palace area, and you can basically get here on the, come to this shrine, jump off this bridge right here, and then you kind of just do a run along the side of the beach, come up here, loop back around, go all the way through the beach until you get back to here, and you get about 13 spots. You hit about 13 spots, and it takes about like 10 minutes, I think. You don't really have to fight anything while doing it. There's a point over here where there's 3 ore. There's a boss here, but you can get these 2 without even touching the boss, and then this one you can just kind of hit, rotate back around, hit, rotate back around, hit. If you have, I recommend having 300 strength with this, by the way, so you can try to have the 1 in 25% chance to one-tap the ore. Strength, maxing strength when doing void ore is really important, because you want to be able to one-tap these things to kind of like keep moving along. And what I would recommend to do if you're doing this run, which is the safest run, you don't need to fight anything in this run, and it doesn't require as much like movement finesse, for lack of a better word. You can fish while you're waiting for stuff to respawn, because the way respawning works in this game is when someone hits an ore somewhere else in the general area, it gives a chance for one of these ores to respawn. So if someone's mining ore over here, it gives a chance for this to respawn. And because there's not that much ore in this general area, and this is very secluded, it takes longer for the ore to spawn. So you might have like a 10-minute lull in between here where you can fish. I recommend working on your fishing while you're here. And this is the safest one. So this is number 1. Number 2 is the next safest one, which is up here in Shattered Mountain. The other 2 spots are both up in Shattered Mountain, but this one right here is the second safest. And you can basically walk up here. You can avoid any combat whatsoever doing this one. It just requires a lot more like parkour finesse. There's like a bunch of boxes here. There's a bunch of corrupted opponents, mainly musketeers, lancers, and the dude with the pickaxes. So you can run around through here and avoid pretty much any combat by jumping on top of things and having them reset. But you basically run up this way in a Shattered Mountain. You go through this area. You basically move all your way around. You work all your way up, back, down, around, avoiding the bosses, obviously. And then hit the last node, and then you can just jump down and reset because it is going upward. You can just basically jump off the mountain and go down to the bottom again and reset. And it is the safest because, again, you don't need to fight anybody. You might have to skip a couple ore if you are scared of getting like one tap by a boss, but you can still mine everything all the way up, right? If you have good enough like movement, right? This run is movement based. You have to have really good movement. And now the third and most difficult run, but the easiest one to actually fully just loop, right? And the good thing is if you have so like I would mine this area because I think I have pretty good movement, and Zolgor would mine this area because he's better at combat than me. Me hitting these ore and him hitting these ore is actually helping each other spawn the ore faster because they're touching each other. They're in with the same general area. So anytime I take an ore here, it's actually helping the ore spawn here faster. That's why how the game works, right? It's not like on a timer, it's on a just if people are hitting ore around it, right? So this run is a lot harder because in these little dips in this like little cavern, there's a ton of the tendrils. For those who don't know who have played the game, if you're watching this video, you've played the game, so you know what the tendrils look like, right? And there's a ton of the wisps and a lot of the creatures of the corrupted zone. Not so much corrupted like humans, more like corrupted creatures down here. And they're very like consolidated on the ore. So here there's like two tendrils right here in this general area, and then there's two tendrils down here, there's two tendrils over here, and this one has combat. You have to fight, you have to kill the tendrils and the ghost wisp and the creatures to get the ore. So this one requires combat, and you're fighting in a 63 area. And I honestly am gonna say I think this is the best one. I've died a ton doing this. Nathan, aka Zolgar, has gotten really efficient at being able to do this without dying because he's the best combatant that I know in this game. So he does this run, and you can basically go this way, come back around. So basically you hit these four, you go into here, hit this two, come back out, go under this bridge, hit these two, loop this way, hit all this, and then what he does is he dies here at the end and then gets reset back to the up here, which is the outpost, and then runs back down and does it again. And if it hasn't respawned all the ore, so like because it might respawn the first two, he comes up this way and hits a bunch of platinum ore over here to help the spawn rates of the ore over here. And that's basically the 3 runs that if you're feeling confident, hit this one, it's the best. If you're good at movement, hit this one. And if you're just trying to be the safest and not die, hit this one. It's going to take longer, but you'll be completely safe, and you can work on your fishing while doing it. All right, so let's transfer back over to this screen. All right, so now to wrap up the video with like a pretty bow and end the video. I hope this was informative. It helped you understand how Void Ore works, how to get it, what you need to get Void Ore as quickly as possible, how to make the Void Bent ingots that then lead into creating Void Bent armor, right? One thing I will say, and I think is super important, if you're gonna do this, please do it with friends if you want to do it in any timely manner. It's going to take forever if you're trying to solo this. You need to max way too many skills to make the armor. To make the ingots, if you're just trying to make money off of Void Ore, max your smelting and just go hit max your smelting and mining and just buy all the luck armor and stuff you need and just go hit Orichalcum and sell the ingots for like 14k gold, right? And make a ton of money, right? But if you're trying to make this for the armor, I recommend doing with friends, getting a group and finding what is the best thing that you all want to max those things, and then work as a group. You know, have one person mining here, one person mining there, basically work as an entire group to rotate as much Orichalcum per second as you can get, you know what I mean? But all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like, rate, and comment. I'm gonna try to do more stuff like this if you guys want, on like specific New World stuff, or maybe any sort of game that I'm playing at the time. If I see like someone needs informational guides on it, I'll try to make the content. But don't forget to check out my streams. I stream here like on YouTube almost every day. I don't have a set schedule because I do a lot of stuff around my house and help my family, but I try to stream every single day at night, and I hope to see you guys in my stream. All right, guys, peace out.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 5 50 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with